back. Welcome back to ASMR Soldier. I'm finally back home. I'm finally back in my somewhat soundproof room. And I am very excited to be back. Before we get started, please go check out the Patreon below where you can support the channel with as little as $1. And it goes an extremely long way. If you want to get some custom videos, appropriate custom videos, check out the tiers in the Patreon, and I could do some of those for you. Also, my goal right now is to get to 1,100 subscribers. I'm almost there, and the only way I could do that is if you go ahead and you like the channel, subscribe, and leave a comment below to help the YouTube algorithm, help the channel grow. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so what are we going to be talking about today? We're going to be talking about success and failure. Okay, this is something that literally happened while I was in school recently. Okay, I was at an Army school, an Army leadership school, where I went in with the intentions of not just graduating, but excelling and graduating with honors. Now, unfortunately, sometimes it's just not gonna happen. Okay, you can try your best. You can do everything you can in order to try to be successful. But sometimes it's just not in the cards for you, you know? God, look how tired I look. Sometimes it's just not in the cards for you, okay? I ended up graduating class, but I did not graduate with honors, and I would be lying if I wasn't upset about it. You know, I'm over it now, but when I was there and I found out I wasn't going to graduate with honors, I was a little upset because I had tried so hard, you know, academically, and I thought I did exceptionally well, but I can't control other people's knowledge, and there was 16 of us total, 16 students in the classroom, and we, some had just better written essays, some just presented their briefs better, and at the end of the day, that's what it is. I can't control how well they do. I can only control how well I do, and I know that at the end, I tried my absolute best. I gave it 100%, and I still did not graduate with honors. I graduated, but not with honors. So, you know, the lesson taken away from that is sometimes you just gotta let stuff roll off your shoulders. You know, sometimes you just gotta let it go, because there was no sense in me getting upset, or staying upset, I should say, staying upset over something that, one, had already happened, and two, I had no control over. I had no control over what had just happened. I could only control how I react to it. So I want you to keep that in mind, because a lot of life isn't what happens to you, it's how you react to it. And like I've said in all of my other videos, life is just, it's relentless. It's never ending. It's continuously challenging. But I guess that's what makes life so beautiful, because we have such a finite amount of time on Earth that what's the sense? What's the point in staying angry or upset control. We could try to guide things in our favor. That's called planning. Right? Try to make things work out for us. That's called planning and mitigating. But not sometimes. Almost never do things go according to plan. And when they don't go according to plan, you have to act accordingly. You have to be able to put your emotions aside, take a step back, and say, okay, what do I do from here? How can I correct this or move forward from this? And that's some advice that was given to me, and it's been in a lot of books that I've read, where it talks about being accountable for how you react, because at the end of the day, things happen to us, and we have to act accordingly. I can't control, right? If one of my coworkers wants to be rude, I can control one. I can try to control how much time I interact with that person. Hopefully, I'm able to not interact a lot, right? So I could control that aspect. I can try to limit the amount of time I have with that person, right? And two, I can control how I react to, that coworker being rude. I could just blow it off, or I could just have minimal engagement. And I think this is perfect because it's funny, I saw a meme. I saw a meme, or I guess you could say motivational. It wasn't motivational. It was definitely a meme because it was a screenshot of a text message. And one of the people writing said, "Hey man, how come you're never angry and upset?" And the other guy responds, "It's simple. I don't argue with stupid people. I just tell them you're right." Now the other person replies, "Oh, that's so illogical," and it shuts down productive conversation, and he continues on. And the other person says, "Yeah, you're right." And that was the end of the conversation. Try to limit the amount of fucks you give. It's in that book, right? The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. I'm not saying stop caring. I'm not saying don't care about your family, your friends, your work. I'm saying you have such a finite days on this earth. Don't waste it giving a fuck about people that don't deserve your fucks. Alright? Save those fucks for your good friends, right? The friends that care about you. The friends that tell you the hard truth instead of that comfortable lie, right? Save it for your family that holds you accountable when they know it might damage your relationship with them. As humans, we don't like to hear the truth very often because often the truth contradicts how we're feeling. So, it's hard. Life is hard, right? Hearing the truth is hard. But I'll tell you what, I'd rather have two really, really good friends. They're gonna call me out on my BS, and they're gonna give me the truth and hold me accountable, right? Than to have people that are just gonna give me comforting lies. Because that does me no good at the end of the day. That doesn't make me better. And I do it for them. I would do it for them. So this brings me to my next point. The people you hang out with outside of work, right? We can't control, for the most part, who we interact with at work, right? If I don't like Jim from work, but I have to work with Jim, too much, but what I can do is I can try to limit the amount of time I work with Jim, right? But hear this. If you have friends, I say that very loosely, right? That aren't holding you accountable, that aren't calling you out, or that aren't helping you be the best you that you can. Or maybe they're just toxic. You need to get rid of them. Alright, that's some hard truth right there. Some of these so-called friends that you have, they're not your friends. They're people that you know. And they're people that know you. They're temporary. Right? A lot of what's life is temporary. It is so rare to find friends that are willing to do those things I've mentioned. And it's even rarer for them to be around when you mention those things to them, when you hold them accountable, and they stick around. Oftentimes people just want to be told BS lies, and they want to be validated in their actions, even if their actions are terrible towards others. It's just unfortunately the way that our society has become, and how our brains have developed over the past several centuries. We've become more, I guess you could say, narcissistic in a way. Even the least narcissistic person has small narcissistic behaviors and tendencies. And I know I'm rambling and I'm going around in circles, but the point of this is that if you can fall asleep to my whispering voice as I give you some advice, it might sink in, and it might get you to change some of your behaviors for the better. Because it takes 30 days to build a new habit. So start small, right? 30 days. Oh, that's my stomach. Sorry. So 30 days to build a new habit, and you can build excellent habits in a couple of months. 30 days at a time, right? Little steps. I'm gonna give you some more bad news. If you have a friend that badmouths other friends to you, they're probably doing the same thing about you to other friends. So how good of a friend are they if they gossip about their friends to you? Do you think that they're not talking about you to other people? I just want you to keep things in perspective, okay? Because I'm in my mid-30s, and I've experienced a lot of betrayal in my life. I've had to learn a lot of hard lessons about people's behavior and their honesty and their actions. Not from the words, but from their actual actions. So, I hope that, you gained a little bit from this. I hope that maybe kind of knock some sense into you if you needed to hear this, and this video found you for a reason. Or maybe you just like my channel. But either way, the goal with these videos is to kind of inspire you and motivate you while, I either whisper or try to do a deeper voice, so that through ASMR content, so that you can become a better person. And I'm not speaking from a holier than thou perspective. I am very flawed. God created us in His image, but He also made us imperfect creatures. And once we accept our flaws, we can start working on them. We can start to become better people for society, for humanity. But don't let people take advantage of your kindness. Okay, and that's another video that I'll have to get into. But I hope y'all are doing amazing. Thank you for clicking on the video. Go ahead and subscribe. Help me get to 1,100 subscribers. I'm almost there. And remember, I've got your 6. Have a good night.